Okay, so this next bird here, when I took it out of the net, I knew it had a band on it already. And this is not a migratory species. It's a species that lives here at the E.L. Johnson Nature Center year-round. It makes a nasal little sound. A long chisel beak. Kind of a short tail, blue-gray pattern, black and white on the tail, black crown. And you might think that's a beak for a woodpecker, and it does use its beak to hack away at bark. But this is actually not a woodpecker because they use their longer tails with pointed tail feathers to brace against the trunk. This bird also travels down the trunk of the trees. It has very long toenails adapted to grab onto the bark, and they're called nuthatches. And they originally were discovered in Europe, the first nuthatch species, and it's called a nuthack. So it hacks open nuts with that chiseled beak. And this one is a white-breasted nuthatch. And male white-breasted nuthatches have black crown and blue-gray backs, and females have blue-gray crowns and blue-gray backs. So what do you observe on this one? We see a black crown and a blue-gray back, so our conclusion is what? That this is a male white-breasted nuthatch. It already has a band on it. So I'm going to read this band number and enter it into my notebook. 2791 906 54. And today is May 6th, 2020. E.L. Johnson Nature Center, white-breasted nuthatch. I can't tell in great detail whether it's second year after second year, so it's just after its hatch year, and it's a male. I don't measure the wing or tail on recaptured birds because once they're full grown, they don't really grow anymore. Let's see if it has any fat. It probably doesn't. No fat. So the last thing is to put it on the scale. Make sure that's zeroed. And the weight is 19.7 grams. So normally when we do this class, I have to tell the students that I have to look this up in my spreadsheets when I get home or in my database. But I brought my laptop with me, so why don't we go ahead and look up this bird. We'll go ahead and let him go because he's probably helping out with a nest right now. We'll bring the notebook into the Nature Center and look up when this bird was banded. So this is not any software that students are going to have to learn how to use or anything. This is the software that the Bird Banding Lab wants us to use. And there it is. So I can go into bands and I go into find, and Stacy, can you read that number to me again and I'll type it in?
This one right here, band number.
Yeah.
2791.
Whoops. Typo. 91.
Dash 90654.
654. Okay, and then we'll just do a search for it, and there it is. Okay, so this white-breasted nuthatch was an adult male when we banded it, and it was banded on May 8th, 2019. You can see right here. And it weighed 20.7 grams. Whoops, that went too far. .7 grams. It was 10:48 in the morning when we banded it. Its wing was 85 millimeters and its tail was 46 millimeters. So that just adds to the database. It tells us this bird lived at least a year. It was at least a year old last year when it was banded, so this white-breasted nuthatch is at least 2 years old.